So good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to just a minute. Okay, morning. So my name is Dr. Sanqadi Abdul Qadir. I'm an associate teacher at the University of Shlif, Algeria. And today I'm going to set my first video about a unit of teaching which is taught mainly at our universities to the students of master degree in English language. And this unit of teaching is entitled Introduction to the Theory of Literary Criticism. So what do we mean by literary criticism, and what are the main subjects or topics which are discussed throughout this unit of teaching? So in this first video, I'm going to speak about only the definition of literary criticism, and then we are going to deal with the other subjects or the other topics within the following videos. So let us start. First of all, if you are standing in front of a painting and with your friend, for example, and both of you are looking and gazing at the picture, at the same time you can try to express your feeling or to describe the painting. Frankly speaking, most of the time you will find that each one has got his proper interpretation, and this is because each one has got his proper and his proper education, proper culture, proper environment, proper surrounding, which generally contribute in forming the interpretation and the evaluation of the painting in front of you. So this is the same thing that is dealt with the literary analysis. So as a definition is to form an argument about a piece of literature by examining the smaller pieces that make the work as a whole, or to express your personal perspective, interpretation, or judgment of the work by explaining how evidence from the text to support your interpretation. So, analyzing those small pieces, part of the text, to evaluate or to judge the work itself. So, this is a kind of analysis. In this way, you are analyzing the text. When you stand, for example, in front of a politician who is given a public address or public speech, and first of all, you are taking, for example, notes. But before he starts, just standing in front of you, and try to ask yourself, why is this person, for example, wearing a red tie instead of a blue tie? And why is the color of his suit is totally white? Normally he has to wear, for example, a black one and blue one. And then you try to ask a lot of questions. And when he starts, for example, giving his speech, he starts with a low voice, then he tries to raise his voice using a very aggressive word. So those words and the manner that he's dealing with his text and his physical and facial languages, all those things can contribute in understanding the core and the deep meaning of his speech. So it's the same thing, like texts are like that. And this is what we call reading glasses, like these glasses. So each one has got his own glass or own glasses, and reading glasses can be interpreted or can be defined as any piece of text can be read with a number of different sets of glasses, meaning you are looking for different things within the text. I mean, trying to discover the text, to analyze the text, to find out answer to the diction of the writer, diction of the poet. Why did he use this one instead of using this? Why this word is put on written capital letter And we know, for example, it doesn't go. Sometimes in grammar, we know that only nouns and the beginning of the sentence and I don't know, things that need to have capital letter. But for the poem, when you read, for example, Emily Dickinson, I found that sometimes she wrote or she put a word in the middle of the line and which has got capital, which is capitalized. So I have to ask myself, why is it capitalized? Maybe it's typing mistake. I don't think so. So literary criticism also helps readers understand a text in relation to the author culture in other texts. Sometimes when I read the text and I read, I don't know, a piece of literature, when I read a novel, a short story, I find a lot of, for example, information about the culture of the writer or the culture of the poet, which sometimes, and for most of the time, is totally different to my own culture. So here, when reading a text, a foreign text, mainly the English literature texts, I can understand their culture, their society, their ways of thinking, etc. All these things. Sometimes I make what we call a comparison about or between this text and with another text, sometimes even the same, for example, culture, and sometimes with a text which belongs to a different culture. So, in generally, literary criticism is the study, discussion, evaluation, and interpretation of literature. This includes, for example, the classification of these pieces of literature by genres, and I try to analyze also their structure and to pronounce a judgment about their value. The main questions that can be asked are what is this text, what literature is, what it does, and what is worth. In brief, a literary criticism is the method used to interpret any given work of literature. The different schools of literary criticism provide us with lenses which ultimately reveal important aspects of the literary work. As I told you before, so we are going to see, for example, within the following videos, different kinds of theories. Mainly, I'm going to focus on few of them. For example, Marxism. I'm going to speak about feminism. Another topic which is archetypes. Another thing, for example, we're going to speak about colonialism, which is postmodernism. This reader and response, these are the main topics that we are going to deal with in the future times. So this is the first video, so I wish and I hope that you have understood at least a brief definition of what is literary criticism. Thank you very much and see you within the next videos.